What's up, guys? No Phil's 00 here with X Defiant's All-Star Series coming to an end this weekend, and with the game dropping, I went ahead and found the most dominant performances from both roles, the AR and the submachine gun. Today we'll be looking at Crim6 and Pac-Man, breaking down how they were so effective, going over their class synergy, their factions, and all their gun attachments. So if you want to skip ahead to any points in the video, it'll all be timestamped in the description. But if you want to know why all these things contributed to their lights out performance, you better watch the whole video. The first pro we're going to take a look at is Crim6. He was by far the most dominant AR in his series against Team Pac-Man. I believe this is strictly because he understood his own playstyle, so he was able to match his faction to his loadout for maximum synergy. He chose the Phantom faction, which is the most common amongst AR players, but don't worry, there was absolutely nothing common about his performance. The Phantom faction has a choice between two abilities, the Mag Barrier and the Blitz Shield. Crim opted for the Mag Barrier because he had a very specific playstyle in mind. The Mag Barrier is a shield you can throw down, which enemy projectiles cannot get through, but you and your teammates are still allowed to shoot through it. Since the beta of this game came out, people have been using the Mag Barrier to post up in power positions and look over their teammates as they hit points. While Crim did use this to his advantage at different times, he also used the Mag Barrier in ways I didn't see any other pros use it. This is where understanding your own playstyle and class synergy comes into the mix. Crim6 would use this Mag Barrier to push up throughout the map very aggressively, peeking corners, using it on off angles, or if really important 1v1 situations up close happened, or 1v2, he was able to clutch. The passive ability of the Phantom faction only played to Crim6's strengths even more. The additional 20 health point boost helped him in situations where he was up close against a submachine gun and needed that extra health to win the fight. The cherry on top of this faction for Crim6 was the ultimate, the Aegis. Crim was naturally in positions up close and personal where the Aegis really thrives. This gun cannot be used at range, so for most AR players who are running this class, they have to run into the fight to be able to pop this ultimate. But Crim all weekend was in situations where he could turn it on like that and use it to his advantage. I also have a clip here of Crim explaining why he thinks he likes the Aegis, so let's take a look at that.
Yeah, the Phantom's Ultra, the Aegis shield, bubble shield. It's got a little sonic shotgun, gravity shotgun. I don't know what it is, I just like it.
Now on to his loadout. He's running the most dominant AR in all of X Defiant at the moment, the ACR. This gun already produces very well in mid-range situations. It's very comparable to the M4 in Call of Duty, where it still has that punch up close that a lot of ARs just don't have. Let's run through the attachments he's got on the ACR quickly. Started off, he's got the classic reflex red dot sight, the small vertical grip, which boosts his aim walking speed and his ADS time while reducing the minimum and maximum spread of the gun, increasing the accuracy with a little boost in mobility. Then he runs the lightweight stock, which boosts his aimed walking speed as well as his normal movement speed, but it does bring your ADS time down as well as your aim stability, giving you a hit to accuracy with a boost in movement. He's also got quick draw on, which helps his sprint to shoot time and his ADS time. And then obviously his last attachment is the fast mag, which helps his reload speed. His ACR build is definitely not your traditional AR build that's focused on stability, recoil control, and accuracy, but rather his movement speed and his quickness around the map. Altogether, if you're thinking of playing this class like Crim6, remember, it's all forward all the time, pressure in your face, brawler style kind of AR gameplay. Let me know down in the comments if you like the class when you finally try it out, or if there's any little tweaks or fixes that you've done to it. Before I get to the next loadout, I'd just like to thank you guys for watching this far into the video, and to let you know this is a very, very, very small part of what we do here at No Phil, especially with X Defiant finally dropping. We have a ton of new, fresh, and exciting video ideas for you guys, so don't be afraid to follow along, as well as some behind-the-scenes looks at what it takes to become a pro X Defiant team. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, don't be afraid to tag along before we blow this bitch up. The next pro we're going to be looking at is Pac-Man. In a very dominant AR meta so far in X Defiant, with 3 ARs on most of these pro teams, Pac-Man still found a way to be very effective throughout this series. He had an unbelievable flow to his game, and in my opinion, the perfect idea of how to use his abilities and ultimates to his advantage to capitalize on his enemies. The faction he chose to run with his submachine gun was the Cleaners. Contrary to most pros who were using submachine guns, were either using the Echelon for the invisible ghillie suit or the Libertad for the Bovita extra health boost. While both those factions are viable, Pac-Man found a way to excel with the Cleaner all series long. One of the reasons the Cleaner played so well to Pac-Man's playstyle was the passive incinerary burning rounds. These added damage to any gunfight Pac-Man was in, and since most of these series games they were running 3 ARs, there was no 2 submachine gun duos that were getting each other's trades, so all the more reason why one-on-one gunfights were extremely important. As well as, even if he died, if he had the opponent one-shot, that extra burn damage would end up trading him out as well. Another thing to keep in mind about these incinerary rounds is when Pac-Man would get in fights with other AR players, the extra burn damage would help close the gap between the damage at that long of a range. Moving on to the abilities that help Pac-Man clean up all series long, the Cleaners have 2 abilities to choose from. They have the Firebomb and the Incinerary Drone. The Firebomb is essentially just a Molotov cocktail that you can throw at enemies. The most practical use I've seen from it all tournament, not just from Pac-Man, but a lot of players, was if they were in a one-on-one gunfight and got caught by surprise and knew they were going to lose, they would throw the Molotov at their feet, instantly killing the enemy. You can also see this ability being used to break points at certain times if there's a lot of players clumped up together. That instant damage hit and the burning damage it does on the ground is super effective. Although it's essentially a grenade, so the skill gap on that is pretty low, so Pac-Man opted to use the Incinerary Drone, and let me tell you, it was fireworks. He was the only player I've seen that all weekend would use his ability with an intention and a purpose. Pac-Man was using it a lot in either defensive situations to burn off the ground so players couldn't advance, or to throw it down lanes knowing his opponent would have to respect it or die so he can move up around the flank to advance. If X Defiant brings S&D to the game, like there's plenty of rumors they might, this drone is going to be extremely effective in search and destroy, especially for submachine gun players. Being able to throw it down certain lanes or alleys and then move up with confidence as a submachine gun player is going to be one of the most impactful abilities I think there is. Moving on to the Cleaner's ultimate, the Purify. This is a flamethrower with one-shot capabilities that also cancels out the Phantom's ult, the Aegis, because it can pop the bubble. This ultimate complemented Pac-Man's playstyle extremely well. Since he's such an aggressive sub-player, and this ultimate can only be used in like a 15-foot radius, he was able to leverage it to his advantage instantaneously whenever he felt necessary. Since it's such a close-range ultimate, using it for point breaks is going to be the most effective. Now we can get into his MP7 build, but first I'll let you get into his mind on why he picked certain attachments to build this gun out.
I like to put on attachments that are going to make me quicker. I like to be fast. I like to be mobile. For you, you might need to be more accurate. Either way, try them, see how they fit you, and go from there.
In that clip he's talking over, he's actually building out a vector class that he used a couple times, but he usually stuck to the MP7. So here's the attachments he was using on his MP7. Starting off at the front of the gun, he used the chrome line barrel, then the front rail, then the fast mag, quick draw, and a lightweight stock. Like he said in that clip, he built this gun for a jam it down your throat, run and gun type of play style. So make sure if you're testing this out, you play the exact same way. Well boys, if you enjoyed the video or you just want to keep up to date on anything going on pro X Defiant, follow along on this pro journey, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that like button. We'll see you in the next video. Double out.